aren't able to join this evening. Again, I failed to mention, my name is Shane Hoon. I'm the Assistant Dean of Student Success here with the CU Denver Business School. Really thrilled to be a part of tonight's event and excited to participate with and meet hopefully many of you, and also share what you're going to be experiencing as you start your journey in your graduate program. So with that, I would love to introduce you to our Dean, Dean Scott Dawson, who joined us in 2020. He has over 20 years of experience as a dean, both at Cal Polytech State and also Portland State Business Schools before coming here. For Dean Dawson, and I can emphasize this, student success very much is a priority. But Dean Dawson, if you're here, if you'd like to introduce yourself and say a few words.
Thank you for that opportunity. I saw somebody from Santa Barbara. It's close to Cal Poly, brings back really great memories. So welcome, everybody. We're honored and thrilled that you've chosen CU Denver for this really important part of your career and on your journey. And, you know, in your classes with you, are people from all over, and there are going to be people who are going to do really remarkable things, and all of you will do really remarkable things. But I'll just to give you one particular example of an MBA student who sat in a classroom, wasn't online at that point, about 20 years ago. His name was Ray Pittman. Ray was in the real estate industry and decided to get a part-time MBA at the same time, and he eventually went on to run CBRE in Australia. So CBRE is the world's largest real estate company, so huge responsibility there. And for a number of years now, he's been the CEO of McQuinney, which is the largest real estate developer in the Denver area, and is in a leadership role for a company that has had a huge role in shaping really the physical environment and therefore the sort of the personal environment in Denver. And so for us to have the opportunity to be able to participate and shape the lives of people like Ray Pittman is, you know, again, truly an honor. It's what gets us out of bed every day. And the other point I just want to make is just, you know, Krishnamurti once said that when you're gone, all that's left is the people you've loved and the relationships that you've established. And you have the real opportunity here to do that. And, you know, how you show up with your classmates is going to say a lot about who you are in your future relationships. You know, my encouragement to you is to give this your best. I know many of you are working full time, and many of you have got families, and now you're fitting this in as well. You know, give it the best shot you can. Don't be the person who gets the reputation for not pulling his or her weight or their weight on, you know, teamwork and so forth. And here's another thing I would tell you is that the reputation of a school is most fundamentally a function of its alumni and its students and how you show up. I mean, we're a service business. This is intangible. You're the tangible part of who we are. And so, you know, if you're in a physical classroom, or even if it's a synchronous online and you've got guest speakers, you know, how you show up in terms of asking questions and being attentive and caring and thankful when we have significant guest speakers come into your classes, that says a lot about how people think about the brand. Or certainly, you know, when you interview or just how you carry yourself. You're now part of the CU Denver family, and my encouragement to you is to take pride in that and really live into that. So again, thank you so much for choosing us, and I hope I get a chance to meet you. And by all means, feel free to reach out to me. You can find me in the webpage if I can ever be of service. So thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Dean Dawson. As for our agenda this evening, like I mentioned, we're going to start off with a couple of resource information pieces, followed by our program breakout sessions, and then our informational breakout sessions. So we do have a jam-packed night with a number of different opportunities for you to engage with faculty and staff here with the CU Denver Business School. And please take this opportunity to get to know one another as well. These will be your classmates, as Dean Dawson mentioned, and really your colleagues and contacts. So we're excited to be here and hope you are too. So first, I would like to introduce one of the units within Student Success. That's the Business Career Connections. We refer to them as the BCC. Stephanie Sint is actually our relatively new director, although Stephanie is coming back to us after some time in California. But it's a fantastic business career center for all of you. We encourage you to take advantage of getting to know them early and often. But with that, Stephanie, I'm going to pass it over to you and let you introduce other members of your team and also a little bit more about the BCC.
Thank you so much, Shane. Hi, everyone. My name is Stephanie Sint. I am the Director of Business Career Connections. I worked at CU Denver actually for 3.5 years, left, went to UC San Diego, worked in their business school, and then came back. And I am trying to relearn how to winter again, even though I grew up here. So getting that snow scooping down in a timely manner again. So if anyone's relocating here, I feel your pain if you're adjusting to the winter parts. So a couple quick things. So if you are looking to work with our office, I just put into the chat the link to our website. You can book an appointment with us directly from there. If you have questions, I also included our email address, so you can email us. So I think, one of the big things when it comes to our department, Aaron Doty, who's one of our career consultants, is here with me today to talk to you all as well, is that, I've worked with a lot of graduate students in my career. And I think one of the biggest things is that if you're thinking about transitioning your career, if you're thinking that you might want to make a change, working with us earlier and starting to build your network early is something that we really encourage you to get involved with. I think it's so much easier to make some of these changes when we've had some time to put some of those building blocks in place. So some of the things that we do in our department is that we work on career strategy and development. I think especially for graduate students, this is often a really unique story that you're trying to figure out what might happen next. What kind of role might you want? Are you someone who's looking to maybe stay in a similar role that you have today, but maybe you're looking to get promoted to the next level? Maybe something like an MBA or a graduate degree is a great pathway for you to do that. Maybe you're someone who's looking to pivot careers. If you're someone who's looking to pivot careers, that means that you should see us sooner rather than later so that you can start putting that plan into play. We work with your resume and LinkedIn. I think that in the last 10 years, we've really seen these documents go into a really well-branded form of all of them. So, anyone who picks up your resume without knowing what job you applied for should be able to guess what job that is. So your resume should really lead them in that direction. And if you are looking to transition, there's some ways that you can do that. We can talk with you about job search strategies. This is easily the best job market that I've ever seen. So this is a brilliant time to be going to school, to be adding new skills onto your resume. You might even transition while you're in school. We can work with you with interview preparation and mock interviews. We have a lovely tool that's free to use that's on the website that I just put in the chat called Big Interview, and that can be really helpful. Let's say, so not only can that as a practice tool that you can use for video interviews, which we're really seeing is the big trend, obviously, with everything going so remotely, as we're seeing first and second round, if not all interviews go into this remote format. So you can get some practice in that way, but also they have some more in-depth questions. So let's say that you are maybe a business analytics student. There's a whole bank of business analytics questions that you can start to go through so that you can be more prepared. And we also work with folks on compensation negotiations. So think of us as everything from trying to figure out what you want to do to negotiating down to that final salary that you want. So as I mentioned, Aaron Doty's here with me today. I know I covered a lot in the last few minutes, but Aaron has a great background working with students. Aaron, similar to me, also has a former corporate background. She used to work as a recruiter at a tech company. Aaron, is there anything that you want to add that I might have left out for students who are starting their graduate programs?
Sure, thanks, Stephanie. So I definitely second everything that Stephanie said. And I will add that really be intentional during your experience and in your search. And we, like Stephanie mentioned, we can support with that. And you have a lot of support and resources in this school. So if you feel like you have questions or you're needing support along any part of your journey, please reach out. Those are my tips.
Erin beautifully said, this is why we hired you. This is why we're so happy to have you on board. Erin started with us back in November. She joined us from CU Leads. So that's our department. So we've got some tools to get you connected to us. So here in the photo, we've got myself, we've got Erin, Colleen Walsh is our program manager, Kennedy and Bo are our grad student assistants. So we hope to see you all, and we'll be here at the end of the program if any of you have any unique questions. And I will go ahead and pass this back to Shane.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Stephanie and Erin. Fantastic job presenting our BCC. The next group that we want to highlight and introduce to you all are our marketing and communications team. We have a short little video here where they are going to introduce themselves and some of the ways that you can connect with marketing and communications during your time here and after as alumni.
Hi everyone, I'm Shelby Swan. I'm a member of the marketing and communications staff here at the business school, and we are so excited to welcome you to CU Denver. My job is to keep you informed about what's going on at the business school and give you some resources to get involved and be successful during your time here. Today, I'd like to talk to you about a few ways you can connect with us. The current student section of the business school website houses important information about advising, career counseling, student clubs, mentor programs, and more. This is designed to be a one-stop shop for the information you need to succeed. Stay connected with the business school and learn about your fellow students, alumni, faculty research, and upcoming events. You can follow us on our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Keep an eye out for our Instagram takeovers that give you a behind-the-scenes look at student life, clubs, and events. So again, I'd like to welcome you to the CU Denver Business School, and I can't wait to connect with you.
As Shelby mentioned, this is a fantastic way to stay updated on what's happening, not only within the school, but on campus and in the business community. So please, if you are active on social media, please do follow us, connect with us, and link to us, as well as our marketing communications team. We also do have a student communications team that directly works within student success. They are responsible for a weekly announcements, email, newsletter of sorts. It's called The Gist. So this comes out every Monday morning, and it's a great way, again, that we'll emphasize and highlight events that are happening, other information that you'll need to know throughout the week, as well as some fun spotlights on students and success stories. So those two individuals are Maddie and Spandana. You'll see their names pop up every now and then. They're also creating a couple of other social media accounts, and really they're meant to present the student side of things. So if you have something you'd like to share, please feel free to reach out to them as well. You can email them at business.links, and that's LYNX at UC Denver. I'll put that in the chat after this as well. But keep an eye out for The Gist and also those upcoming social media accounts from Maddie and Spandana. So the next team that I want to present, I am sure many of you, if not all of you, are already familiar with. This is our graduate advising team. These people will be your lifelines throughout your time in the program. Fantastic group, fun, incredibly knowledgeable, and always happy to help students throughout their academic journeys. Their director is Paula Wallace. And Paula, I'm going to hand it over to you to introduce the resources and the rest of your team.
Super. Thanks so much, Shane. It really is our pleasure and distinct privilege to be here with all of you tonight and to have you be part of the business school family and the Links community. So thanks again for choosing the business school at CU Denver. Just a couple of things on my specific page, and obviously there's a lovely picture of the entire team. And I'm thrilled and honored that the rest of the team is here, and you'll hear from them in a minute as well. I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are now infinitely familiar with one of the primary ways to reach us, which is grad.advising@ucdenver.edu. So that is our general inbox. You can also connect with us via our individual emails as well. But if you forget what those are and not sure how to schedule an appointment or connect with us, you can always default to grad.advising@ucdenver.edu. So the website, really encourage you to bookmark this particular website. The third welcome email that you should have received by now gives you a link to this page. But if you can't find that in the sea of emails that you've been receiving, this is the page where you want to go. The favorite word that students like to bring up: petitions, degree plans, information system guidebook, the accounting student guidebook. Lots of really good information is at this link. So highly recommend you visit that. Student clubs, other resources. Dean Dawson mentioned the value of your peers, your classmates. This is an opportunity for you to really network and expand your professional connections. So cannot underscore enough the value of getting involved with our student clubs. We have a lot. So, and we have also had some enterprising students who have made up their own clubs. So if there's not a club for you that exists already, you can certainly take the bull by the horns and start something on your own. So centers, oh my gosh, we have some amazing centers, you guys. So let me share with you the centers. They are here this evening in their own respective breakouts that you can go to after you go to your program breakout. So the amazing centers that we have the JP Morgan Center for Commodities. We have the Jake Jap Center for Entrepreneurship. And then we have our risk management life insurance centers. So really encourage you to take advantage of those centers, get to know them. It is another way to really add some additional heft to your programs and additional knowledge. I will also tell you that there are scholarships associated with classes offered by these centers. So really do take advantage of those opportunities and get to know some of the folks tonight that are representing the centers. I'm sorry that I have to bring up again the coronavirus updates and resources website link. That continues to be with us, but I think we are doing a very good job of managing through that. I know Chancellor Marks commented on the great success that the CU Denver Links community has had over the past year and a half in managing this fun opportunity. So if you do have questions about that, please do check. Hopefully all of you have seen that the website on the big red bold banner mentions that classes are remote for those that are either in person or hybrid. So they are remote up to January 31st. So online classes will stay in their online format. Please do continue to check the website because we will make updates as the journey continues in front of us after January 31st. Last but not least on this slide is the student ID voucher. We sent you an email, I believe a day or two ago, with some information about how to get your student ID. So please check your email. This would not necessarily be your CU Denver email. It would have been perhaps the email that you used to apply. Please check your email for more details about how to go about this process. If for whatever reason you can't find that email or have questions, please connect with our awesome admissions team via the email address you see on the screen, bschool.admissions@ucdenver.edu. This will become a mission critical opportunity for you, as my teammate Melissa will explain in more detail shortly. But though your student ID needs to be visible and easily accessible anytime you're on campus. So with that, I think my talking points are concluded, and I think I can turn it over to my fellow colleague in the advising team, Melissa.
Thanks, Paula. Hi, everyone. I'm Melissa Galvani, and I have met with a number of you already. So thanks for connecting and setting up those appointments. I wanted to go over some important information with you, as you can see on this slide. So just following up with what Paula said, you would have received an email about requesting your student ID. So definitely make sure that if you plan to come to campus from spring 2022 onwards, we will need you to display that ID just for security purposes when you're coming into the building and while you're in the building and on campus as well. So just know that the security desk in the lobby of the business school will have some lanyards available, and there may be some different events, I believe, throughout that will also have those lanyards as well when we can get back on campus and have events in person. The second bullet point there in regards to prioritizing emails from grad.advising@ucdenver.edu. Those emails will come from our team, and we often send some very important information. We know that throughout the program, you are, at times inundated from emails to your student emails. So really, please do prioritize any email that comes from Grad Advising because it will have some important information from us that we are wanting to communicate with you. The register on assigned date and time. With that one, just note that the registrar's office assigns you a registration date and time each semester. So for example, the summer registration will open in March, in early March. So towards the end of February, you'll be assigned a registration date and time. That will show in your student portal when you click on the little profile icon. It looks like a little person in the top right-hand corner of your UCD Access, as well as I believe the registrar's office sends emails. But just keep an eye on that because we always recommend that you register as close to that registration date and time as possible, just to avoid any frustrations with wait lists. Some of our online classes can be quite popular. So those seem to fill up at times. So definitely register, get in the habit of registering around that registration date and time. Looking at the minimum cumulative GPA of a 3.0 is required. We always like to go over this and the minimum passing grades as well during our orientation, just so you have that in the back of your mind as you're progressing through your program. So a C grade is a passing grade, but if you do receive a C grade in a class, you'll want to balance it out with an A grade in another class, just so we can keep that cumulative GPA at a 3.0 or above. Courses with a C- or below must be retaken if they are core courses. For elective courses, the credit hours must be retaken. So you could retake that same course or choose another course. But as we mentioned, graduate students must maintain a minimum GPA of a 3.0 in order to avoid academic probation throughout your program and to be able to graduate at the end of your program. Just note that all graduate business courses are counted in that GPA, are calculated in that GPA. So if you ever do need to retake a course, that previous grade is calculated in, as well as the new grade are calculated into that GPA. You would have received a few emails. It would have probably been to that, as Paula mentioned, to the email that you would have used for your application. We would have sent a welcome to the business school email from grad.advising. So in that email, there's always some important information about your specific program. There's a couple of gold buttons towards the end of that welcome to the business school email if you haven't already reviewed it. One of them will say view degree plan, and when you click on that, the degree plan for your program comes up, and if your program has any specializations, they will be following that in the PDF, as well as there's information about how to register for classes in that welcome to the business school email also. the last bullet point that I'll chat about is we recommend that you download the Canvas Student app on your mobile device, on your tablets, whatever you use. And a good thing is to turn on notifications because that will also sometimes remind you of assignments, or if the instructor has posted a new message, you'll get a notification about that. So thanks everyone, and welcome to CU Denver.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Shane. Yeah, I was going to say, I'll pass it along to Shane.
Thanks so much, Melissa. I also want to let you all know of a great event that we are having in February. It's going to be on Wednesday, February 16th from 4 to 6. We have two phenomenal CU Denver alums coming back to join us. Ann Bailey is the Group Vice President at DaVita, and Tyler Coates is the Data Center and Cloud Strategic Sales Director at Zayo. So they'll be joining us from 4 to 6 p.m. in the Jake Jab Center. This will be an in-person event that we will record, but we'd love to see you there. We're calling it our springboard into the semester. We try to bring back prominent alums to come back and talk about not only their experience, but also what's happening in different industries, what's happening here along the Front Range within Denver and the mountain region, as well as just being able to network with you all and to meet other classmates and colleagues. So please put that on your schedule. We would love to see you there. Again, that's Wednesday, February 16th from 4 to 6 in the Jake Jabs Event Center.
Okay, everybody. Well, we're going to get into our breakouts here. So the first part of the breakout will be for your specific program. So whatever program, if you're a management student or if you're an accounting student or finance or MBA, you will choose your breakout room based upon that. So we're going to break out into that here in just 1 second. For those of you who are dual degrees, so if you're a dual MBA, MS student, we do recommend that you go to your MS program breakout first and kind of start there. Same thing if you're an MBA health student, go to, or really the MBA health students should actually go to the MBA health breakout first. So not your MS program, but your MBA health program. In these breakouts, you're going to meet with the program director or faculty members from your program. It's a great opportunity to ask questions, get some information, connect with other students. Shane talked about that a little bit earlier, that this is kind of a networking opportunity for you to connect with some of these other students here and your peers, but hopefully get a lot of your questions answered and things about your program. And after part 1 is done, we'll move into part 2 of the breakouts. So the faculty members will stay in their respective breakout rooms. So for those of you, maybe if you're in the MBA program and you might have some interest in some of the different specializations we offer, you can jump in from the MBA room to one of those other program breakout rooms. We list a few of them there: accounting, business analytics, finance, information systems, international business. And again, this is an opportunity for you to get more information about that program. So if you're interested in doing potentially a specialization, part 2 of the breakout's a good opportunity to kind of jump into some of those other programs. And then obviously the centers, Paula talked about those a little bit earlier: the JP Morgan Center for Commodities, our Jake Jab Center for Entrepreneurship, the Risk Management and Insurance, the Center for International Business and Education and Research. So great opportunity to learn about some of the events and things that these centers do, and opportunities for you as a student. Paula talked about how there's scholarships that can be associated with some of these centers and some of these programs with some of their classes. So certainly some information or some opportunity to get some information about that as well. Then we have our kind of our resources breakout. So our advising room, which I'll be a part of, the Business Career Connections, which we heard from them earlier. We'll also have financial aid representatives, and then scholarship opportunities or scholarship information as well. So some different breakouts there. So a lot of information, a lot of opportunity this evening. So hopefully you guys will take advantage and kind of jump into all these different rooms as we kind of go along.
All right, now that we have walked you through all the available breakout sessions, it is time to select and join your breakout rooms. You should be able to see and select from a list of breakout rooms by clicking on the breakout rooms options in your meeting controls. It is the icon with 4 small squares and says breakout rooms below it. When you click on it, you will want to click join next to your program and then confirm by clicking join again. And as Andrew mentioned earlier, you should start with your MS or MBA breakout rooms first. And if you don't see the breakout rooms option, just give it a moment and it should appear shortly. You should be able to enter and leave breakout rooms freely. So when you have finished your program breakout, just go ahead and repeat this process to join other breakout rooms or click leave room to return to the main session at any time. So that's pretty much it. You are welcome to join your breakout rooms whenever you are ready. We hope everyone will have a great time in the breakout sessions and enjoy the rest of your evening. Again, welcome to CU Denver Business School. Thanks, everyone.